Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world at the moment, I hope you're staying safe and well. Here in Australia, it's Sunday morning, a glorious Sunday morning, I might add. And then after these readings are finished, I'm going to go for a walk. Later on this afternoon, I'll do what I've been doing for a while, and I'll do some cooking. Seems to be I'm doing a lot of cooking in lockdown. Our numbers in Australia are declining as a result of this strict lockdown. When I go to America and I see the tweets from Trump encouraging rioters, the militia to come out and protest, break lockdowns, walk around the streets with their guns slung over their shoulders. It's a pretty dark picture there in America because of your leader. Some of these militias, it's been found out, as you will know already, that they were tracked back to groups linked with extreme right wing politics, including one group linked with the education minister in America, according to the media. It was a group, I think, that had funded her campaigns in the past. So these are paid protesters, as well as protesters who are, taken leave of their senses. Trump supporters. All right. So I will go to America, but that will be in the next reading. I want to go to the UK this morning. I want to go to how they're doing in the midst of this virus. Things are getting pretty grim. I think my intuitive feeling is that it's pretty chaotic there. Their own Prime Minister had succumbed to the virus. He's now recovering at the Prime Minister's country estate. Apparently he's not doing any work, which tells me he's still unwell. I have felt in my readings it will take him time to get back to work. In the meantime, it's been led by his lieutenant or someone deputised to step up. There has been a series of missteps, including ordering testing from China, which was it just didn't work. So the money went out the door and the testing just did not work. It's underscoring the volatility and the difficulty of getting resources and getting supplies. I do understand that they're waiting on shipments of personal protective equipment from Turkey because those in the front line just haven't got enough. That's a common story. So let's go to the UK. Let's see what the virus is doing there. But also, will this affect their decision to leave the EU? Well, they've already left the EU, but they're transitioning out for this year, for 2020. That is due to be completely and utterly transitioned by the end of this year. Let's see if that deadline is either going to be put back. What's going to happen with that? Is there a possibility they might even rejoin the EU? Because this is an uncertain world where we need our friends, and it will be an uncertain world in the future. So when I at the UK election, of course, I drew that justice card. One element of the justice card is that what has been taken away inevitably has to be given back because it shouldn't have been taken away in the first place. That's the balancing of the scales. But let's go to the UK now. Show me the UK. How is the UK managing this virus? The UK. Now, the UK takes in Scotland, Wales, Ireland. Show me how, and England. Show me how the UK is managing. Show me how the UK is managing this virus. So I'm getting the draw to, obviously, England with its population density is the worry. we've got, and the other countries will manage are managing theirs in a different way as well. But because England and its population density, because of its population density, we've got this, high levels of anxiety. Every time I see a clip coming out of the UK, I see this what I would call stoicism. They are just such strong people when the chips are down, and you see that in their demeanour. Whenever anyone is being spoken to or interviewed, they say things like, "We will get through this. It's difficult at the moment, but we will get through it." But there is a high level of anxiety in the UK, a high level of anxiety. It's a confusion that's only going to be, I guess, become a bit more clearer in time as they unpack what has gone on. It's similar with other countries. They will start to unpack once this has stabilised. They'll unpack things and see where did we go wrong. The challenge here is the challenge is leadership. The challenge is because Boris was caught, I guess, by this virus in the beginning, not paying it enough attention, I guess not taking it seriously. And then he's succumbed and pretty much nearly died from it. But this is what we have now. It's almost like there is this high levels of anxiety and a lot of confusion. And a lot of people can't really see clearly because life as they know it has altered so drastically. The Knight of Cups, the foundation of the reading. The Knight of Cups is an offer coming to them, but it's also an energy where things are papered over, everything is okay, everything's going to be all right. This is like a seduction. Will things be all right? The reason that I'm reading today is because I'm wondering how that whole Brexit thing is going to go. We do have judgment in the past, so it's almost like there was an inevitability for leaders who didn't act quickly enough. And I've seen experts say, in America at least, if the Trump had have acted a couple of weeks sooner, would have prevented a great deal of the mortality that they're seeing at the moment. I think that's the case here with the UK. It's every time I read on the UK, it is around this insecurity around their economy. I don't know what's happening on the ground in the UK, whether there's food shortages. I've certainly seen pictures coming out of America. Some states in America where there have been, layer upon layer of cars lined up for the food banks to open. There is a lot of insecurity in the UK around just getting what they need. So there is this stiff upper lip, but underneath that is a great deal of anxiety, and almost like they've been. This is the card I would associate with Italy and Spain. We're looking at this kind of, unfortunately, trajectory in the UK. Again, as I said, every time I read, it has to do with the trying to balance the budget, trying to balance the finances. But every time I also get a coming together with this Three of Cups. This is friendships, circles of support. So while we might be seeing people going without in the UK, we're also seeing a lot of coming together, a lot of that community spirit. The fear is how long this will go on for. This is the Hanged Man. How long can they afford to suspend economic activity? Because we've got this Five of Pentacles, which is always the worry that pulling out of the EU, and then straight on top of that, you've got with all those dire warnings about what that would do to the economy, and then you've got this virus on top. Um, we might have some, again, that's the Page of Cups. So while things are bleak, you still have these wonderful offerings of kindness and assistance. But the other thing is that there could be, I haven't been following the news closely in the UK, but there could be some revelations around the bottom line here, what this virus is costing them, what Brexit, these stories may start to appear, because I feel that financially there are real problems in the UK, because of the speed at which this has occurred. Um, the Three of Swords, of course, at the base of the pack, and the Tower. You would not be surprised to see those two cards, but unfortunately, we do have the Devil. So this is a big wake-up call. Money in politics, a big wake-up call around thinking that everything is guaranteed, thinking that peace and stability is guaranteed, thinking that health is guaranteed, thinking that you don't have to foresee what's going to come down the track in the future. All of these things are here today in these cards and for the UK. Let's have a look at whether or not it's deep financial recession is what I'm seeing. It's deep financial trouble in the UK. Let's have a look at, because I did have the thought that perhaps something that Johnson is going through is why, the cost, paying the high price of politics. I feel that there will be a post-traumatic stress element of anyone who's had this virus, and perhaps the reason, of course he's got to rehabilitate, but what is he thinking? Has he changed his thinking? Let's have a look at Boris Johnson. Show me Boris Johnson's health and well-being at the moment. Okay, so we've got the Devil card here. He may be. Let's have a look. All right, so we had all those ties to hedge funds with Johnson, and of course that report regarding Russian interference as well in English politics. Let's have a look. How is show me Boris Johnson at the moment? Show me Boris Johnson at the moment. Okay, he's overwhelmed with the Eight of Wands. That's just things coming through too quickly. Can't. These are the numbers stacking up. The challenge here is working in teams. So because he is the leader and because he's unwell, this teamwork is in the challenge position. So this is a government possibly overwhelmed and feeling the absence of their leader. The foundation of the reading is Nine of Pentacles, whether or not there is enough there. But this is how is Boris Johnson feeling? The Nine of Pentacles. Freedom, financial resources. Let's keep going. In the past, and this is interesting, in the past we have the Five of Wands, which is partisanship, but that obstacles and challenges and partisanship. But that's in the past for him. He can't, I feel he's overwhelmed as well, because we've got the Seven of Cups. It's like, what is the answer here? What is the political answer here? And I feel that, here we've got the Knight of Cups. In the immediate future, he's going to rally and he's going to try and talk things up. At the moment, though, we have healing. So he's in the middle of healing. He's healing from what has occurred. But the Page of Swords around him is that he can't stay there in that position for too long, because he's needed to lead that team. The Queen of Swords, in the hopes and the fears, objectivity, because we've got this Seven of Cups and the Knight of Cups as well, it could be that, well, I don't want to say that they might start to spin the narrative. That could be coming down the track because we've got financial review here, the harvest not coming to fruition, having to go back to the drawing board, and we do have something that is hidden here, and we've got the virus. So the virus impact on the economy is not well known. He knows it, his team knows it, but it's not widely known, and there are decisions to be made. There is hope, thank goodness, the star of hope, keeping thoughts positive, not allowing thoughts, your fears to get out of hand, because this is the atmosphere. Okay, so what I'm going to ask is, will Brexit go ahead? Brexit has already occurred, but will they completely leave the EU at the end of the year? Let's give these cards a good shuffle. Will the UK completely leave? They're due to be completely out of the EU by the end of the year. What's going to occur with that? Will the UK completely leave the EU? And it might be this is what is being hidden at the moment, that there is no way that they can completely transition out. This could be why that Seven of Pentacles is there and that Five of Pentacles. Will the UK completely leave Brexit? Will the UK completely leave, will the UK completely leave the EU at the end of the year? Will they keep to this timetable? Will they completely leave? Will the timetable be upheld? Will the transition be upheld? Will they be completely out of the EU by the end of the year? I think that they can't. I think it's an impossibility, but let's see. Here we go. Okay, so they can't make a choice. They're not able to make a choice, but there's also this papering over things as well. That's the signifier card. And the harsh truth, the Knight of Swords, is there in the challenge position. There are obstacles to them completely transitioning out. The foundation of the reading is the Ten of Wands. It's carrying those huge financial burdens, and the Loss card is in the past. Let's keep going. The Devil card worries me as the potential future. Let's see what else these cards can tell us. The immediate future is the Victory card. I'm going to drill down on those two cards. The Chariot, things going very, very quickly at the moment in relation to this, in relation to the economy. And perhaps this is what would jeopardize their economy, add weight to it, add to the burdens that it's already carrying. But we've got the King of Pentacles in the hopes and fears here. King of Pentacles is business, corporations, but it's also the fear position, or can be the hope or fear. The Four of Wands. Now that is it's a community coming together, celebrating. Hard work being needed, a lot of work being needed, skills being needed. But we've also got this Seven of Swords there as well. Let's see what's at the base of the pack. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Karmic card. We do have unity and coming together, deals perhaps. We do have this movement, political movement. We've also got the Tower and the Five of Wands, as well as the Five of Swords. I think that probably sums up Brexit very well. We've seen so much, chaos and partisanship with Brexit. I want to drill down on this community card and the Devil card. That's pushing ahead, I think. But let's see, there's this Seven of Swords there as well, clarifying it. What's jumped out? Okay, commerce and trade. The three of wands. All right, these cards are very small. All right, show me this Four of Wands: community, celebration, hard work being needed, but also some sort of deceit there as well. Show me this Four of Wands. They wouldn't press ahead with it at the expense of, completely wrecking their economy. Show me this Four of Wands. Show me this Four of Wands. Okay, so that's the death, the endings. That's what this virus here. We've got the Chariot in the and we've got the Seven. I think that I think the decision may be reviewed. We've also got the Five of Swords as well, which is some kind of abuse of power. And we've got the Three of Hearts. These cards will indicate the entirety of the situation from beginning to end. It seems to sum up what has occurred as a result of Brexit. Because I've got that Seven of Pentacles there, I feel that the decision may be reviewed. So what I'm just going to get a clarifier on the Devil card. Show me this Devil card, please. A clarifier on the Devil card. Balance. Okay, so there's needing to be balance. I'm going to make a call that in some way they might, I don't know how it might work, but that whole EU relationship will be rethought in the because of what's occurring, because of this virus. I'm just going to ask the direct question now. I asked, would the timeline be adhered to? Will the UK find a way of staying in the EU? Will Brexit be reversed, I guess, is the question, as a result of the virus, or put on hold, or whatever? Will Brexit be reversed, put on hold because of this virus? Will Brexit be reversed, put on hold because of this virus? Yeah, look, we've got the Ten of Wands. It's going to be very, very difficult, and because the challenge is unity, networks. When things are in a complete downturn, you want your friends close, don't you? The Queen of Wands. There could be a movement to. Before we get to the end of the year as a result of the virus, there could be a growing movement not to leave completely, like to somehow reverse it. I don't know how it would work, but we do have the Tower here because of what has occurred. We've got Victory here, which is interesting. It's an interesting card to pull because it came up in the immediate future. I asked, would Brexit be reversed or put on hold? There are decisions to be made. This is a crossroads card. The Star is that it's possible. It's possible people are even thinking about this, but I keep feeling an American influence here as well. Because we've got also the Eight of Wands turning up here in the Hopes and Fears. These are virus cards here. Yeah, look, we've got the Three of Pentacles, working in teams. We've also got the money here, the money in politics. We've got the Russia card. But we've also got completions here, families. The Wheel of Fortune underneath. And here's our Devil again, and turning away, loss, and we've got the Knight of Swords, followed by our Seven of Cups. Something is going on here with Brexit and the EU. I'm just going to get a clarifier on the three of Pentacles. Abundance, needing to work together in teams, coming together to ensure the future prosperity or future financial stability is what I'm feeling. Show me this Three of Pentacles. Yeah, the Ten of Swords, Dark Night of the Soul, and insecurity around money. The Queen of Swords, logic, planning for the future, strategies, and the Tower. Okay. If what I'm going to say here, and on the bottom of the pack, the devil keeps showing up in my readings here. So I feel what I'm being led to, where my intuition is leading me, is that somehow this whole thing was involved a network. You know that I've read on Brexit in the past. You know that there have been Russian ties to UK politics and Brexit. But I feel that if the UK were to completely transition out at the end of the year in light of this virus, it would tip their economy completely over the edge. So I'm going to say it's possible. It's possible that they might just reverse things, and I don't know how that would work. But I'm going to put that out there. The economy, that how many times did the Tower card come up in that reading? How many times did the Devil come up in that reading? There's a big wake-up call here, I feel, in relation to Brexit. There's a big wake-up call in relation to Brexit. Okay, I'll leave it there, and thank you for tuning in.